All right, chaos besties, another day, another chaotic dinner. This one has a lot of steps, I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm probably not gonna show a lot. I'm not gonna put the ingredients, I'll send all the ingredients list and I'll comment the steps and kind of the recipe that I followed for the most part, just because it's a lot. So figured while I was cutting up the chicken, because we're making butter chicken today. My daughter requested it, she's obsessed, she loves my butter chicken. So I'm making that for dinner tonight. While I'm chopping up the chicken, it's cold, so don't worry about the PJ pants and the hoodie, but it's cold in Florida. So hoodie, thou shalt not try me, mood 24/7. One of my favorite hoodies, because gotta stop and appreciate. I'm the queen of sayings and things like that. I don't freaking know. So anyway, I'm gonna dice up the chicken, and then we're gonna do our first marinade. So there's a 2-step marinade process to the butter chicken. So I'm gonna dice up the chicken and I'm marinate it in some lemon juice, chili powder, a little bit of smoked paprika, and some salt for about 20 minutes. And then I'll do the second step marinade with you guys. So I'm gonna try and do this as fast as possible. A lot of steps, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, stay tuned and I will be back once this is diced up and we're preparing for the first marinade. Okay, I got the chicken diced up. I'm gonna put it into a Ziploc bag. And then to that Ziploc bag, like I said, this is the first step marinade. I'm gonna add lemon juice and our seasonings, and then I'll mix it all up together. This is gonna sit at room temperature for about 20 minutes. And again, we're not measuring, we're manifesting. I will put, obviously, the recipe in the comments. Measure if you'd like. I don't measure. You guys should know this by now. So that's my chili powder. Put more smoked paprika than I do anything. And then the salt. So we're just gonna pop in the smoked paprika. I know you guys are gonna come for me by saying it's cold in Florida too, but because I know a lot of you guys watch from back up north. Alrighty. Just gonna give this a good mix. So I'm just gonna mix all of this in the bag, get it all nice and coated. And then it's gonna sit, like I said, for about 20 minutes or so, give or take. And then we'll do the second step, the second marinade. That's gonna sit for about 30 minutes minimum. Overnight, if you can do it, is better for the second step, but at least 30 minutes minimum. I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. So this has been marinating in our first marinade. Now, we're not gonna dump this out or anything. We're just gonna continue to add to this. So to this, I'm gonna start by adding my Greek yogurt. So about a third or so. I'm gonna do a little bit more because I added a little bit more chicken than normal. So to that, I'm gonna add the Greek yogurt. And you're gonna add some garlic paste. You all know I like a lot of seasoning. Again, say with me, season your fucking food. Ginger paste. Said I'm gonna again put recipe in the comments, but I don't measure, I manifest. Some cumin. So then we're gonna do some turmeric. And then this, you definitely need this if you're making butter chicken. It's garam masala blend. So you need that. So I use a lot. And then we're gonna add more salt. It's already smelling like butter chicken. All right. I'm gonna grab a little bit of oil too to add some oil in here. Have to refill that. And then I'm just gonna give it a good mix again. All those seasonings and the yogurt and all that stuff to get all incorporated. The best way to do that is in this bag. Mix, mix, mix. So make sure you mix it good, because that yogurt is gonna, you can do this in a bowl too. I just prefer to do it in the bag, but you can absolutely do this in a bowl. You can mix all of your marinade first, and then add it in. I'm just trying to be quick, because I am, you know, I work overnight, so trying to get it done. All right, so now we're just gonna pop this in the fridge and let it marinate. Like I said, minimum 30 minutes. That is bare minimum. If you can do it overnight, that's gonna give you your best results. I'm probably just gonna do it for like an hour or so. I don't know. Let's see. All mixed. Now in the fridge it goes, and then I'll see you back to cook it up. All right, guys, I took out the chicken. It's now gonna rest to try and get to room temperature while I make the butter chicken gravy. I'm also gonna start sauteing up the chicken as well. But we're gonna make the gravy first. This can get a little tricky. Again, I'm gonna put all the decorations. Lord, here we fucking go again with the not speaking right directions. So I just put some butter in here that I melted down. I'm gonna throw in some cinnamon. We're gonna cook that a little bit in the butter just to like start sizzling and it gets fragrant. Like so, this is the butter chicken gravy, the sauce basically, and then I'm gonna start in a little bit. We're just gonna take out the chicken pieces, the diced chicken piece by piece. Don't dump the whole thing in the pan. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna take out your pieces. Don't overcrowd the pan. Cook it up in batches. Saute it up. Put it aside. It does not need to be cooked through at that point, because it's gonna go into the gravy, the butter chicken gravy, and it's gonna cook and simmer in that for a little bit. All right, this is getting fragrant. So now to this, I can smell the cinnamon. That's how I know it's getting incorporated into that butter. Now to this, I'm gonna add almost all the seasons that we added in the marinade, besides like the lemon and stuff. So we're gonna add the minced ginger. I'm gonna put this down just a little bit. Well, that's the minced garlic first off. Anyway, reading's fundamental. Ginger. Again, I'm not measuring, guys. I'm gonna put in these are some green chilies. Into this smoked paprika, because we're seasoning our fucking food. Every layer. The more of the garam masala, because this is our sauce, so it needs to have the flavor. That's butter chicken right there. A little bit of turmeric, a little bit of cumin. We're just cooking this literally just a couple minutes, just to get the. I wish you guys could smell this. Oh my God, it's heaven. And then I already mixed my stuff. So you can either use cashews or you can sub out the cashews for cream, which is what I did, and tomato puree. So I did tomato puree and cream. That's what's in this bowl already mixed. And I'm going to add just a dollop of tomato paste as well. So, like a little big dollop. Tomato paste. And then now this is nice and fragrant. So I'm going to add in, I'm going to get my tomato paste down just a little bit, melt it down for a quick second. And then I'm going to put in the tomato and heavy cream. Let that melt for a second. Ooh, I can smell all the spices. If when I added the cinnamon in, you can also add cardamom and cloves as well. I opted out of that. Not a big fan of cloves, to be honest, and I didn't have any cardamom, so it's not necessary. You don't have to do that. And you'll see it'll say optional and stuff in. All right. And I'm gonna slowly add this in. My forky spatula that I love so much. Like I said, I wanted to try and make this as quick as possible, but there is a lot of steps. So I'm trying to get it all for you. All right, so I'm just mixing that all in. All right. So we're gonna let this cook a little bit. So we're gonna let this cook just a little bit. Once it starts boiling, actually I gotta get a cover for this. So give me 1 second. We're gonna not covering it quite yet. I'm gonna let that boil for a second. Just let it get heated through. Then we're gonna put it down to low. Yep, there we go. Now I'm gonna drop this down to low. I'm gonna partially cover it. And we're gonna let this cook a little bit just till it thickens a little bit more. And in the meantime, while that's going, I'm going to start frying up the chicken in batches. Okay, while our gravy is going and we have that partially covered, I'm gonna start cooking up some chicken in batches, but I just wanted to show you really quick. So first off, look at that chicken. So we're just gonna throw some chicken in here into our melted butter. So I melted down some butter and now I'm just throwing in. You don't have to take the marinade off or anything. Okay. Just putting enough in there to cover the bottom of the pan. Want to saute this up for a couple minutes. It doesn't have to cook through yet. Plate it up, and I'm just gonna do a couple batches of that, and then we will be back to kind of put it all together. Okay, so now we got some chicken cooking. This has come to a boil, our tomato puree. So now we're gonna add in some hot water, about a cup and a half to this. Oh, did I shut my fridge? Okay. Now we're gonna let this simmer just until it thickens up a little bit. I'm gonna continue to cook the chicken and then we'll be back in a little bit. All right. This has been simmering for well over 10 minutes, which is perfectly fine. We're gonna taste test it. At this point, if your sauce is too thick, you can add more hot water to it. This is a good consistency for me. I'm gonna taste test it though. This is where you're gonna taste it. So needs a little bit more seasoning, so definitely more salt. So I'm gonna add the salt to that. I'm gonna add more of our garam masala because this has a ton of flavor in it. It definitely does need it. So I'm gonna add more of that. I like mine to have a lot of flavor because we want to season our fucking food, right? Right. Okay. I'm gonna add a tad bit of splash paprika. All right, then I'm gonna mix this in. My chicken is already cooked. I sauteed it all. Now what we do is we're gonna add this chicken into our gravy and let it cook for about another 10 minutes or so. So the chicken is cooked through, the flavors all kind of meld together, and then we'll taste test it again. So I'm gonna add the chicken right into here. And that's what I'm doing. I don't fucking know. And then we're mixing our chicken in. All right, chicken's in. Now we're gonna let this cook. Let it cook about another 10 minutes, and then we'll taste test it again. See if it's good. We'll go from there. Okay. We're back. I'm gonna taste the sauce. Okay. I'm gonna take out a piece of chicken. Come on, my headset, guys. I'm working. Look at that. I want to taste everything. Good. All right, this is done. I'm gonna keep it on low. Just keep it warm. Now, I'm gonna serve this over some basmati rice. I'm keeping it simple. We got the microwave 90-second basmati rice, so I'm gonna pop this in the microwave, and then I'm gonna serve it up with some naan, and we will try it all together in a minute. All right, I did my rice. Here's our rice in chicken. I grilled up some naan in my pan. I'll try it all together. Topped it with some cilantro. All right, let me just grab a little bit of everything. Full transparency. I'm going to eat this often because me and my daughter are the only one who eats it. My husband hates the smell of Indian food. He doesn't really like it at all. So, we're the only ones who get to eat it. You gonna make... Anyway, let me know if you'll try it. If not, let me know what I should try next.